The growth of a nation depends on the aspirations of its people in the middle income category. The great Indian middle class is an enormous sea of people, as diverse as the country itself. However, they share similar aspirations and visions of the future. They are bold enough to aspire for high standards of living, often comparable to Western nations like the US, the UK, and Europe. They are the most educated section of society and have the power to lead India into a developed nation. So, who is the great Indian middle class, what do they want from India, and what can they give back to the country? The finance minister has officially described the middle class as anyone earning between 25,000 to 18 lakh per month. Analysts often divide the group into upper and lower middle classes for a more homogeneous grouping. Another popular way of defining the Indian middle class is from the rise of disposable income. Disposable income is the amount of money that an individual or household has, after paying taxes. How did the Indian middle class evolve? After the economic liberalization of India in 1992, the GDP of the country skyrocketed as people found new work opportunities in multinational companies. They were able to lead a comfortable standard of life and spend more on the education of their children. They were also able to grow their wealth and save for the next generation. By the beginning of the 21st century, India was in a sweet spot of globalization. Many foreign companies came to India, employing thousands of graduates from Indian colleges. The new generation found easy sources of income working for the IT industry, private banks, the telecom industry, consumer retail sector, and startups, while enjoying luxuries from generational wealth. Most of the neo-middle class are highly educated and influenced by Western cultures. They have grown up watching international films and often visiting developed nations for work and travel. They are mostly politically detached and less polarized. However, they remain vulnerable to economic shocks like the COVID-19 pandemic, 2008 recession, and downturns in the IT industry. The rising middle class can be an important driver of growth, as they represent a bulk of the consumer economy. Multinational companies like IKEA, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Starbucks, and McDonald's have made huge investments in India due to its growing middle class, who are more eager to spend on luxury items than save. They can be important drivers of consumer economies. In some cases, the new generation have been able to change certain lifestyle habits of their parents. Youngsters all over India could relate with a recent video of an Indian mother being shocked at her daughter for buying a Gucci belt for 30,000 rupees, which is the average monthly salary of an IT graduate. Why is the middle class neglected in India? India is a socialist country, where resources are to be shared for the broader good. Usually, political parties are formed at the grassroots levels promising socialist goals to the country's poor. The Indian middle class remains the least politically represented group in the country. They are taken for granted and politicians seldom speak on their welfare. They also share the biggest tax burden, since only 5% of Indians pay taxes. The AAP is the only political party in the country that comes from a middle-class cohort. The party won state elections in the relatively richer states of Delhi and Punjab. Both these states have a sizable middle class, which could connect with the AAP government's promise of free electricity, zero tolerance to bureaucratic corruption, and improving public school systems. The government mostly speaks on middle-class issues. If India continues to neglect its middle class, most of its talent is going to leave the country in search of better opportunities. India not only needs to push its people out of poverty, but also strengthen its middle-income category for a more resilient growth, and ensure a fair distribution of wealth. With the right kind of support from the government, the middle class has a great potential to become global leaders. Thanks for watching, please share the video, and subscribe for more.